Hello, this video is about mental multiplication, but specifically mentally multiplying numbers that have 2 digits. Okay, and there are sort of 3 levels. We'll start with multiplying by a multiple of 10, and I've chosen 30 as the particular multiple of 10 that I'm going to use in my example. And then I'm not going to change very much. I'm going to show you how to times by 34, and then again I haven't changed much from 30. I'm going to use 29. So I'm using 2-digit numbers and timesing them by 1-digit numbers. And there are 3 multiplication strategies to show you. So the first one, 8 times 30. Here is the number 8, looking something like a Numicon tile, which you probably recognize from school. So this number here is representing 8. If we have 2 of them, that's representing 16. If we have 3 of them, 24, and so on. So if I have 30 of them, then it's going to take me a while. So instead, what I can do is to use a timetable fact that I already know. I already know what 8 times 3 is. So if I get rid of a few of them until I'm back to 8 times 3. 8 times 3, as we all know, is 24. So those 3 8s represent 24. Now, I don't just need 3 of them, I need 30 of them. So in which case, I'm going to need another 10 of these. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. It's catching up. And 10. So that turns out to be 10 lots of 24. And 10 lots of 24 can be written as a multiplication, which is 10 times 24, which is 240. So to recap what we just did, we did 8 times 3, which is 24, and then took 24 and timesed it by 10, multiplied it by 10, which gives us 240. So that was pretty easy, wasn't it? Break this down into single-digit multiplication facts that you know. 8 times 3 is 24, and then once you know that, you need to make your answer 10 times bigger, because you're not multiplying by 3, you're multiplying by 30. Okay, 8 times 34. Well, let's keep in mind a number fact that we've just learned, that 8 times 30 is 240. That could be useful. 8 times 34, I'll break it down into 2 parts that I can do easily in my head. Remembering over here that 34 can be partitioned into 30 and 4. Okay, you could look at it this way, and then some people will write these out on separate lines like this, which I think is a good idea. 8 times 30 and 8 times 4. Calculate those separately. 8 times 30 we know is 240, and 8 times 4 we know from our times table knowledge is 32. Now I need to bring the pieces back together again so that I get 8 times 34. And to do that, we can do a big addition. This is going to be, the end result of this will be 8 times 34, which is what we always wanted. And then when we add these together, we get 272. So to recap what we just did, we split this 2-digit number into its tens and units and multiplied separately. 8 times 30 and 8 times 4. Calculate that, and then add these 2 together. The answer is 272. What I see some people doing is to do 8 times 3 and 8 times 4. They got the 3 from here, but remember this 3 is, as you know, in the tens column, and this is in the units column. So the 3 is representing a 30, not a 3. Which is why this should be 30, like that. Okay, that was strategy number 2. And strategy number 3 applies to this question here, 8 times 29. What I have on the screen is 8 times 30. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30. So again, we use that number fact that's very easy to find. 8 times 30 is 240. How do we use that to help us work out what 8 times 29 is? 8 times 29. How are we going to do that using the answer to 8 times 30? Well, if we know that 30 lots of 8 are to make 240, 29 lots of 8 are going to make one less lot of 8 than 240. In other words, I'll need to subtract 8, one lot of 8, away from 240. I can do that one in my head. 240 take away 8 is 232. So initially, this question looked like it could be quite tricky. 8 times 29. I don't really know my 29 times table, and I don't know my 8 times table up to 29. So instead, I use a fact that I do know. 8 times 30 is 240, and then take away one lot of 8. What I see some people doing is they know that they remember they're supposed to take away something. They've kind of seen this before and they think, oh, it's a bit of a trick. I'm supposed to take something away. And so they take away 1, because 30 take away 1 is 29. So they give 239. But remember, I wasn't simply taking away 1 when I took away. I was taking away one lot of 8. Do you remember there was an 8 there? That was what I was taking away. So it was one lot of 8 that you have to take away, not just 1. So the correct answer is 232. What would be different if you had to do 8 times 28? If you had to do that, what would you do? You would probably want to take away, you would want to take away another 8 from 240. So 240 take away one lot of 8 gives you 232. Take away another lot of 8 gives you 224. Okay, so that's the third strategy that we looked at today. You could have applied strategy number 2 to this question. You could have done 8 times 20, which is 160, and 8 times 8, which is 64, and then add those two together, which gives you 224. That's the neat thing about maths. There's usually at least 2 ways that you can go about solving this. I could go on and show you some more techniques, but that will do. There's 2 of them. So when do you use these strategies? That's the thing you need to know, and that's where I'll finish the video. This one is good for numbers that are really close to multiples of 10. So numbers like 29, 39, 49, 28, 38, 48, or ones that are just a bit bigger, like 31, 41, 51, 61, etc. This strategy is good for when the multiple of 10 isn't very close by. So for numbers like 33, 34, 35, 36, and 37, I'd say for things like that, or similarly 43 up to 47, 53 up to 57, and so on. Numbers that aren't really very close to the multiples of 10. Like 50's over here, 40's over here, and that kind of thing. Okay. And then this strategy is obviously when there is a multiple of 10, you simply choose the first, the single digits, use a number facts that you do know, and then multiply that answer by 10. Okay, thanks very much for watching. Bye.